Well, we're down in the basement, and this is a little tour of the grow rooms. It's kind of a explanation. Well, not even kind of, definitely a little bit more of what we have going on here. I'll take you through some of the construction that we did. We have a small table that we use to either water what's inside or continue to take and do some additional seed development and all of that. The exterior of this first portion and first grow room that we did is 8 foot by, it was 4 foot, and then I did an extension inside that you'll be able to see that's actually adds another 2.5 foot. So the first room is a 8 foot by 6.5 feet. Now what's interesting about this is that we had to do some of the design to accommodate what we have with our heating system. And at this design, the way that the electrical was, I was drawing just off of what we have up there as a outlet that's with the standard electrical. Now, eventually what I did is I added a whole new circuit for the grow rooms, and using LED lighting and the such, we're able to take and power it totally off of its own circuit. Just a very simple small door. I'm using here 1/2-inch insulation. We made everything very simplistic, quite frankly. This is, again, a DIY type of environment. In this room, I decided that I wanted to take and have insulation on the floor. Now, you have to understand that this has been in place for 6 years, and so it's, not something that's all that pretty, but it is super functional. So as we entered the room, which we did and did our initial video in, we have where we start everything. I call this definitely the incubation area. I have 2 heat pads underneath a cloth towel to take and work with the heat. I have a couple specific lights that we use that we can direct on the way that we set up the seed cups. As need be, I actually have controllers for the heat pads if I need to do so. And then I just have power strips hanging there in such a way. Here's where I ran electrical, and we have going on here is that we have our timers. This is our new addition, which is the addition of the new fan that I put in so that we can actually get some good airflow in all the rooms. And as you can see, I have something dropping off here is one segment, and then another one that goes all the way through and into the next grow room. Here we're just having some fun. I'll talk about the different lighting that I use in another video, but this is just a quick tour of what we have going on. And again, I have the electrical set up, and we have it coming on down. Now, I do have a couple additional plants growing right now. We're just playing with them, and these are 2 daddle pepper plants. And as you can see, I do have one of the daddles that is really nicely ripening right there. We have a few more on this particular plant. And this will get loaded. A lot of times we'll have 3 or 4 plants in here, and we just really fill it up. When we really get going, what we'll have is moving off from the germination area, which this is what this is under that lamp. Then we move it over to what we call the nursery. And we use a double cup method, and I like using this particular fluorescent system. It's LEDs, the way that I have the lighting set up. And again, lighting will be a different video for you, but we can get a good number of plants going all along here, and then we keep transitioning plants over from one area to another as they begin to mature. And we have a capacity to build additional or add additional shelving. Lighting is very simple. You can see we can add lights, we can maneuver them. I did a lot of the LED types of longer lights, 2-footers, 4-footers, but they lasted 3 or 4 years based on, you know, continuous use. But we're getting a lot of great performance out of setting up our lighting a whole different way. Down here is a Peruvian ají limon, or ají lemon pepper, and when we get going, this room definitely gets filled with plants. We'll have a lot of plants in this room when it's all said and done. This is another area right here. A lot of times I'll do some hydroponics. What's going to happen is in this spot we'll probably have one of our hydroponic in a large cracky system. That will be a tomato plant next to that, and as you can see right here, we do have a cracky tomato plant that is doing well. I have a ricotta. This one isn't quite ready to move to the 5 gallons, but you know, we're getting some nice rooting on it. Over here we have another one, and then my wife has some of these little gizmos. I have no idea what they're called, but she'll be giving those away to folks in the near future. Additionally, we have a couple other tomatoes, and what's real interesting when we talk about our growing methods, so we have these tomatoes that are in our soil mix, and you can see they were planted, transplanted, and everything at the same time as these tomatoes in the cracky, and such a difference in what we're getting. And we'll talk about that in another video in the future. What I do have is a ricotta that is also in a smaller method of cracky, and then these will be what we do, and we keep going, and I can control the growth by having them in this double cup method, which we'll talk about again in another video. So let's move on over to the other grow room, and we'll take a walk over there. Now this grow room we did with a little bit more purpose to it, and design, layout, and all of that. So with this one I was able to design more of an angled roof. I guess ceiling, if you want to call it. Yeah, that's what it is. It's the ceiling. So we did that. I have an open vent on it as well, but this one is about 10 foot by 6.5 foot. Nice bigger door. I used some large olive 55-gallon olive drums I've had in here before. This one we're experimenting with. We have a number of cucumber plants actually growing in here right now. We have some cucumbers in soil. We have some that are in a deep water type of culture that we're using the air pumps to pump that air in there and keep those going. We're seeing a lot of difference in how it's working. We're trying different nutrients as well. We're seeing that some are having different problems. The rooting on them isn't as great, not really getting down into the water like we want to, so it's not doing all that well. In comparison, just real quick, what we have, when you have roots like that, then you're definitely going to get plants like this. So it's just amazing. The plant on the right here was started in the cracky method, and as you can see, it's doing exceptionally well. The one next to it on the left went right from our just the little grow pods that we'll show you another time, right into this soil, that mixture that I put together, and we'll talk about that again another day. Our lighting, I found this to be extremely useful, inexpensive, low power, controllable, and again, I'll get into our lighting another time. We're going to put in one of the tomato plants in this area here. We have a lot of space for other plants. These are our fun little, these are our blazing jelly beans, our own variety of pepper that we have going on. This particular one is another different variety that we have here, and then with our blazing jelly beans. But you can see in this construction that this is where I just allowed the vent to just come on over, and we have a lot of room in here, which I really like, so that I can take and allow these cucumbers just to grow and to connect and see what happens. This is our first year doing this, and the reason that we're experimenting with these types of plants, and we'll get into more detail another time, is because of our garlic dill ricotta rush. So our ricotta peppers and the garlic dill hot sauce, the pickles that we have from Mr. Chris Pickle, we're taking and working with him to grow the cucumbers for him. And so this is one of the ways that we'd like to take and grow these, and we're seeing how and what is going to be the best method to do that. Again, I do just for these plants, their maintenance, just simple lighting. We don't have to get crazy and expensive, all do-it-yourself type of construction, using 2x3s for the most part, and you know, it just takes and was a very inexpensive way to go. Painted everything white so you're getting good light reflection. I didn't do anything on this floor, so there is absorption, but at the same time, at some point if I wanted to, I could always paint this floor white. But in the long run, this is just a very simple indoor design. Gives us a lot of room to do a lot of different growing experiments, ideas, and moving plants. All said and done, when we get both rooms all filled out, we'll have 160 plants totally moving around between the two rooms before they go outside into the low tunnels and high tunnels. So with that, that's the quick tour of what we have going on, and I'm delighted that you took the time to stop in and see what we have. Now that the door's closed, we'll say so long, and we'll bring you back to another time when we talk about our planting and how we get everything started, seed starting and so on. So thanks a lot. See you later.